All right, hello, my wonderful students. This is part 3 of foldable number 1. So this has 2 more examples of rewriting logs into the standard form. So we can go and get started. And once again, we're going to kind of change everything into our the color base that we've been using. So we have the log is the normal color, and then a base 4. We're going to change to blue, and then we're going to have our x, which is going to be 1 over 64. This is going to be equal to our a, which is our y in the equation. All right, so now let's rewrite it. We have our x here, which is our 1 over 64, is going to be equal to our base, which is 4, to the power of a. All right, so once again, we've kind of already done this already. But this one's a little tricky because now we're getting a fraction. But it shouldn't be too bad because you guys should already know when we're doing this, to get 1 over a number, all we have to do is just raise to a power of a negative, and it would make the reciprocal, which this would be 4 over 1, so it would be 1 over 4. And 64 is 4 cubed. So this one actually ends up looking like this. 4 to the negative 3, because the negative would make it 1 over 4 to the third power, and 4 to the third power is 64. So now we can just write this over here, 4 to the a. And once again, we know since these have the same base that we can just say our negative 3 is equal to our a. And once again, we will do our check. And we can see clearly, because since we didn't have to reduce anything, this is just going to be 4 to the negative 3, because we're substituting the a here. And we know this for a fact ends up being 1 over 4 to the third, which ends up being 1 over 64. All right, which is what our x was here, over here. There we go. All right, so now we're going to go and do the next one. For this one, we have log of 125. 1 over 25 is equal to a. So once again, we're going to rewrite everything in their colors. So we have the log of base 125. Ooh, you can't really tell, that is blue. Of 1 over 25. And this is equal to our y, or in this case our a, which is red. All right, so to rewrite this, we're going to have 1 over 25. And this is going to be equal to our base, 125, to the a power. All right, so I know these are in forms of 25 and 125, which could be a base of 5. Because I know if I were to do this one here at least, let's change to black to make it all the same. This could be 5 cubed times a, because 5 to the third power is 125, and this would equal here, well, times a would give us the a that we need, because we don't know what this is yet, right? So now over here we have a 1 over 25, but let me do a little side note, and let's do it in blue up here. 1 over 25 is the same thing as saying 25 to the negative 1 power. But if we wanted to write it in base of 5, it would be the same as saying 5 to the negative 2 power, because 5 to the negative 1 would make it 1 over 5, and then 5, or 1 over 5 squared would give us our 1 to the 25. So we can make this 5 to the negative 2 power. And once again, we have the same base here. Oops, sorry for using blue. I should be using black for both of these. We can say that the exponential values are equal to each other. So we have our negative 2 is equal to our 3a. So all we have to do now is divide by our 3 on both sides. This will divide to 1, and this is only just to make sure we can isolate our a, and this is going to equal to negative 2 over 3. And once again, in order to make sure that's true, we have to do our check. So we have our check here, and we have our 125 to the a, which this is going to be 125 to the negative 2 over 3. So if you guys remember correctly, this is a cube root of 125 to the negative 2 power. Well, the cube root of 125 we know is 5, because 5 cubed is 125. So this would be 5 to the negative 2. And indeed, this does equal 1 over 25. Because we found that out here, right? 1 over 25 ended up being 5 to the negative 2.